The warmth of spring changing over to summer in Missouri has brought about a shift to the landscape. Missourians and local businesses are now given the opportunity to enjoy the first crops of the season.
Well, right now we're doing mostly brassicas, cold season crops, which it's not really cold anymore, but we've got the kale, collards, mustard greens, turnip greens, beets in, carrots in, celery, and we have our potatoes in. We've got a lot of herbs, medicinal herbs and culinary herbs.
Local farmer Jeanette Lewis, owner and operator of Rustic Roots Sanctuary, located less than 20 miles from downtown St. Louis, is up and running for the cultivation season. Rustic Roots is a 501c3 that operates a sustainable farming practice.
It is sustainable in the way that we use kind of a closed loop system. We just try to cut down on waste as much as possible, and everything kind of goes through this process. Like all of our food waste either goes into worm compost or fed to the chickens, and then their byproducts turn into fertilizer, and we capture like all the resources on the land like leaves, and we have mulch piles, and all of that is to create soil. Sustainable food systems, I feel like, are food systems that don't transport food across the country or from other countries. If we could grow our own food, eat more in rhythm with the seasons, then that's more sustainable.
Sustainable agriculture germinates a local system in many ways, generating revenue for the community, keeping supply chain issues at bay, and reducing the carbon footprint that is usually associated with sourcing produce from other regions of the country or world.
Just on average, if you were to buy an apple from California versus an apple here in Missouri, it's approximately 7 times more CO2 emitted to get that California apple than the one here in Missouri. So we have a pretty great local food system here in St. Louis. We've got several really wonderful farmers markets. We have quite a few retail grocery shops here in the area, a pretty good group of restaurants that support the farmers in the area.
In the culinary world, the winds have shifted for some time, and sourcing locally has become a means of not only introducing new flavors to patrons, but also educating them on the tremendous benefits it can provide.
So for me, local sourcing is more about the why to do it. And the only right reason is, well, there's a number of them, but to help the local economy, for sustainability, for biodiversity in the area, for flavor diversity in the area, to support small farmers.
I've been making this chickpea tofu forever. And it's awesome to just see how it evolves during a season, because you could put different things on it based on like what's coming up in the season. You know, I have violets out back right now, so tomorrow night I'm gonna be throwing violets on stuff. Just put hyssop in the water, which is a mint. I just put those in there fresh and then put the kombucha on top of it.
Rob Connolly, owner and head chef of Bulrush, an Ozark-rooted restaurant, and William Polly, owner and head chef of Confluence Kombucha, are spearheading the conversation on what sustainability means to restaurants. Through sourcing locally, they tell us about a history of a land rich in culinary treasures.
Kind of what makes what we do here so playful and fun, and I think people feel that inside of it. I'm just making it up. I mean, we got a horseradish kombucha on right now, a waste product of something else that we did here. So we'd make the horseradish kimchi and peel all the horseradish. We dehydrated them, saved them, and then just threw them in the kombucha just to see. Why not, you know? We're in horseradish country and nobody knows that either. 70% of the horseradish in the world is grown 30 miles from here. So I feel like it's a local delicacy. I should lean into that.
We only buy from small farmers, and all of our farmers raise things organically, and some are biodynamic, and like these are things that are about sustainability, and we come to them through this history research because I'm like, well, here's some seeds I know were grown in 1841. Can you grow these for us? They haven't been here in generations. And we've got some plants being grown right now that we believe, and I don't think anyone is going to contradict me on this, that they haven't been grown in this area in over 100 years.
Growing local, even in the heart of farm country, can still present a lot of challenges. one of the biggest being youth in rural areas wanting to adopt and maintain family-owned farms.
So it's kind of a desperation of where we're at right now, as far as many beginning farmers or folks that come from urban areas that don't have farming backgrounds. They don't have the resources, the knowledge, they just have the passion and the drive. So really the future of Missouri's agriculture, and really the whole country's agriculture, is working with these beginning farmers and connecting them with the land that we have and with the knowledge that we have of like how to grow food in a sustainable way. But there's a really big gap right now in making that happen.
Rustic Roots is taking on the challenge of filling that gap and bringing healthy, delicious food to the community.
In this summer, we do like a pick your own too, so people can come out, and if they want to like pick their own food, they can do that. We ask for a donation, but we don't charge for it. So our objective is to get people this delicious food. We're also putting in a canning kitchen so we can start to show people how to preserve and teach people what to do with all this organic produce. So there's a lot of different levels to what we're doing here.
If each person can try to get to know one of the farmers that grows food for them, if we all did that, it would have like a huge impact on our food system, our communities. And if you look at what happened during the COVID pandemic, our global systems were failing and our local ones were not. Our local farmers were thriving, and the people that shop from them had a reliable source of healthy, delicious food, and the people that don't were scrambling. A lot of communities you might not realize, but you might have a farmer in your own neighborhood. So looking for those farmers, asking around in your community, you might be surprised to find that there are folks growing food within walking distance of your house.